So now in the edit product, what we want to do is that we want here, before doing anything, we need to check whether we have the product ID or not. And that can be done. We can do this here before the form. Here we can add a code. We can say PHP, and then we can say if first, if product if is set, if is set, and then get, and then product ID. If we have the product, if we don't, actually I should say here, if we don't have the product ID, then we should exit from this page. We should say header, and then we should say location, and take the user to the products page. I'm going to say here products.php, and you can here say error, and you can say error message. Here, as you can see, you can say header location products.php error message is equal to product ID was not given, and then we exit. Else we just will continue. So you can add this code here, or it's better, of course, to add this code at the top. However, since I am gonna refactor this, I'm just gonna keep it here for now. So let me now save, and let me show you what's gonna happen. So if I try to go to this page, if I try to go to the edit product without passing a product ID, I will be taken to the products page, and here it's gonna say product ID was not given. So if you go to this page, it's gonna work. But if you go to the edit product page without an ID, if the ID doesn't exist here, if I remove this ID, it's not gonna work. So this is very important. The next step that we need to do is that we need to activate this form now. So to activate this form, we need to obviously to give it method and action. So the method is post, and the action is the file that's gonna handle this. So I'm gonna create a file that's gonna say edit product, or update. Let's say update. Let's name it update product. Update product.php. And the names, you need to remember the names. The names are title, description, price, quantity, and here the select. We need to give it a name here. I'm going to say name. Name is equal to category. The select is the category, and lastly we have the button. So the button, I'm going to change these here. I'm going to change these from hyphens to underscore. I'm going to say here update underscore product underscore button, and the ID update underscore product underscore button. Now let me create the file in the here. I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to say here update underscore product.php, and then in this file I'm going to say PHP, and then here I'm gonna steal some code from the codes that we have. So remember, we have a lot of code now, and we can reuse that code instead of creating everything from scratch. So here, for example, we have this code, and we have here we have this create product. We can use this. So for this, we can get this code. Let me get this code, this part, because it's going to be similar. And in the edit, in the update product here, in the update product, the first thing that we need to check is that we need to check the button. We need to say if is set post update product underscore btn, because remember in the edit button we have this button update underscore product underscore button. So here we need to say if is set post update underscore product underscore button, and we always obviously we need to say else. And I'm gonna paste the code, but of course we need to edit that code. Let me push this. So the first step is that we need to get the data from the field. So the first thing is the title. I'm gonna say title is equal to post title, and then we need to get the description. I'm gonna say here description is equal to post description, and then we have the price is equal to post price, and then we have the quantity is equal to post quantity, and lastly we do have the category. So for the category we again say post category. And now instead of saying insert, now we aren't inserting, we are updating. So to update we need to say here update product set update product set, and then these fields. So the fields are name is equal to question mark and then comma, and then description is equal to question mark and then comma, and then price is equal to question mark and then comma, and then quantity is equal to question mark and then comma, and then category is equal to question mark, and here we don't have this image, so I'm going to say here question is equal to question mark, and that's it. And we need to remove these values. And then we just need to close the quotes, the double quotes, and that's it. This is for the SQL. This is the SQL statement, but we need to specify which product we want to update. So to specify which product we want to update, we need to say where product ID. So we need to get the product ID, and to get the product ID we just say product underscore ID here. Product ID is equal to post product ID, and here we say where ID is equal to question mark, and then we use the param, the bind param. Here we use the bind param. So we have here S I, and then S, and then I, and then we pass the title, and then the description, and then the price, and then the quantity, and then the category, and the last thing is the ID. The last thing is the product ID. And here in case of success we go to the product, and we say we go to the products page and then say success message, product was updated successfully. Else we say error, product was not updated. And in case of error we just repeat this. In case of error we just here say error couldn't update product, or try again, or anything you want. Let's say try again. So this is for the for editing a product, but we need to pass the product ID. So in the edit product we did not pass the product ID because here, remember, here we have the paragraph. Instead of displaying this static ID, we need to say here, we need to say PHP and then echo, and then we need to echo what? We need to echo the product, the product ID. So the product ID exists, remember it exists here in the get parameter. So we need to say get, and then product underscore ID. And before we do this, it's important to check whether we have the ID or not. But this is going to solve it, so we don't have to worry about this. So this is for the product ID. So let me now save and let's test. So now let me here refresh and let me click on edit product, for example this product. So this product has an ID of 1. Let me say here, let me say something else. I'm gonna say shoes, but I'm gonna change the description. I'm gonna say awesome shoes, and then the price I'm gonna say 299, and the quantity I'm gonna say 1000, and the category obviously is shoes. If I click on update, we have here 2 errors. So the first error is here. It says undefined index product ID, and the second error is that says here undefined variable connection. So these are very common errors. The first error is product ID is not defined in line 6 in update product here because I did not pass the product ID. And the second error is because here the second error is I did not import the connection. Therefore, of course, we are going to get these 2 errors. So to pass the product ID, here we need to create a hidden input. So here I'm going to create a hidden input. I'm going to say here input, and the type is going to be hidden, and the value is going to be equal to PHP, and then echo, and what we want to echo is that we want to echo the get and then product ID. And for the other error, we need to import the connection. So at the top we need to say include, and then we need to import the connection.php. Also in the edit product, we need also to pass the name here. The name must be, for the input, the name must be product underscore ID, because I said here, remember here in the update product, I said product ID. So the product ID here must correspond to this product ID, the name of the product ID here in this for this input. This input has a name called product ID. So in the update product, we need to get it using the name, using the product underscore ID. So now it should work. Let me save everything and let's head on over to the browser. So now in the browser, let me here click, for example, on this and update this. So I'm gonna say here shoes, just shoes, and I'm gonna say again awesome shoes, and price I'm gonna say 299, quantity 1000, and the category is shoes. And then I'm gonna click on update, and as you can see now it has been updated successfully. It says here 1000 and the price is 299, so it works successfully. And you can verify that if you update the database, if you update the table, you'll find that the description here says awesome shoes, so it has been updated successfully.